Hello, boys. Welcome back to episode number 5 of our My Team. Today, we are going to Spain, and we're gonna do something. I hope. Let's cross our fingers and pray. So we put all our new components on because I don't want to risk. We get some resource points for chassis. Nice. There's our activities. Beautiful. We do an interview. We answer some questions. That's what you do in an interview. We need a claim and money because that's what we like. I chose Lotus, then I chose Aero because they were very hot and sexy. No, I chose Engine. I got a claim. That was lovely. The morale went up. Realised I had no money for a new driver. That's fine. Chassis, which is really good. What about this? Minor. Let's see if I can get anything better. We added upgrades to our chassis and to a power terrain. We needed upgrades for both of those. We weren't doing too well in either of those, but the upgrades would have shot us up to first in both, which was lovely. I like that very, very much. Quick practice went very good. We got lots of money. We like, or resource bot, same thing. We like those. They give us good stuff like upgrades. I discovered Perez has a 100% win rate on there, which is crazy. So that's nice. It's like Red Bull in real life, but just Perez without Max. It's kind of the opposite. Anyway, serious mode now. I had a voice crack. We're going to keep it in there because it's funny. I realise it's about to piss it down. Fun fact, it does not piss it down. Our tactic this race, or this weekend, was used 2 sets of soft for the whole quality. So we used 1 set for Q1 and Q2, a new set for Q3. Paid off really well. Not a very good turn 1 or 2 there, but we got away with it. It's fine. Through 3, we're good. Through what I think is 6, we're okay. We're run down onto the rundown into 7. Lovely stuff. Through 8, lovely stuff. A bit too much on the curb, maybe. Who knows? Through 9, 9 was perfect. There was actually a bit off the line, not wide. And then into turn 10. Nice. I thought it was raining. It was not raining. By the way, into the final corner. It's a slight lift off there. You don't even need to downshift. I just downshift out of habit, and that actually put us fastest in Q1. And then we start our second flyer. It didn't go too well on our second flyer. It was depressing. I don't even think I showed too much. I showed like 2 corners, realised how depressing it was. I gave up, and I showed the leaderboard. Liam went out in Q1. That's probably only good for time trials, isn't it? Because time by how many corners? I went far. Oh, only by 800ths of a second. I went fastest in Q1. I'm gonna try. Run these. I'm gonna try. I'm staying in 7th gear through there. Anyway, we start our first flyer of Q2. Let's hope we get something good out of it. Into turn 1. Very nice through turn 1. Turn 2 was very nice. Turn 6 again, which I show. I cut most of the lap. I don't know why. I wasn't fastest through the first sector on here. Anyway. 7 and 8, I always seem to get right. I've never really had an issue with 7 and 8 on this game, or at all on any previous games other than 22, but everyone had an issue with every corner on 22, so that game was pure shit. Into 10, I love 10. I always go wide into 10, but when you get 10 perfect, it is bonerific. I did not get 10 perfect this lap. I was fastest in the second sector. We love that. 11, I never seem to get perfect. I slide on the exit, but hey, we're through. We're alive. Through 12, very nice. I think that's actually 13, and then this is 14. I don't know. But I love Spain. It's a fun track. We go second fastest. Yeah, like, well, I've done about 4 5 laps. It's only we start our second flyer of Q2. It did not go well, to say the least. Into turn 1, we done very nice through turn 1. Turn 2, we done nice, and then on the exit, we lost it into the gravel, and we just kind of abandoned the lap in the end. I went 5th fastest in Q2, which, hey, I'm happy with. I'm happy with anything in the top 10. We're in a midfield car, so maybe we should be showing more pace, but who knows? Right, this is Q3. This is when it really matters. We start our first flyer of Q3. Very nice. Into turn 1. Lovely job. I like turn 1. I like turn 2. I like every corner around Spain. Really bad oversteer. I'm not going to abandon this lap. I want to get a time in. Into 7. Nicely done. 8, nicely done. Right on the sausage curb, but it's not the worst. I actually wanted to abandon this lap. I didn't think it was very good. It was a lot better than I thought. I was fastest through the second sector, not the first sector, but I done all right. Into the last corner, slight lift. You don't need lift all the way. You just got to get it perfect. And I end up going fastest, and it's provisional pole for Q3. I just take that. We start our second flyer of Q3. I seem to have an issue with our second flyer in every quali session, and that shows again here. Very nice through 1. Very nice through 2. Lovely stuff. We keep it perfect through 3. Into 4. Nice job. Fastest first sector. Exactly what I wanted. Go a bit wide, it's fine. I missed the apex. We're still improving. Now into 7 and 8. Yeah, again, I'm always getting these two right. I actually, at first, wasn't the best through 7 and 8, but I've really improved like over the month that the game's been out, which is perfect because I want that, obviously. Fastest second sector, nicely done. Into 10, really nicely done, and then we slid on the exit and we kept sliding. The first slide wasn't awful, but I just got on the throttle too much the second time round as well, and then I just slid and I completely abandoned the lap. But like an idiot, I pressed return to garage, so we missed Mark congratulating my pole position. So, first time ever we're on pole. Where's... Oh, it's not a wet race. I'm not in the mood for it. I don't think the bit rate's in the mood for a wet race.
So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalonia, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns.
Oh yeah, okay. No, it's still not in the flower corner.
It hasn't been used since 2007. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Cox lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen.
What happened to Red Bull? They really like slowing down.
Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Norris, Hulkenberg,
He got Hulkenberg.
Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Ocon, Joe, Liam Lawson.
He's absolutely destroyed me in like the real show. Destroyed me in a battle last night on in open lobbies. It wasn't fun.
Preparations almost complete. Let's head down to the track.
Don't forget to put my setup on.
Joined again today by none other than Natalie Pinkham. Tell me, Natalie, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between Grand Prix. You know a lot about
how
Baku
was a nightmare.
Drivers go about their business. So how do these roles differ in your eyes?
Well, they say you learn the most when you're losing. So Mercedes had a full tutorial in 2022. I believe from that they will come back stronger and much more competitive as a result. They're not used to losing, and they want to get back to
What are you talking about this in race 5?
Ferrari will have been hugely disappointed with how their year tailed off after such a promising start in Bahrain. And as for Red Bull, well, they finished the year as they started, in dominant form. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to continue that in 23 as well. That means 3 teams at the front. That is going to make for incredible racing in 2023.
What? Yeah, soft to medium. I like that strategy a lot. I'm not going to underfuel. And a Ferrari, not fun. We start the formation lap. We're on pole. Lovely stuff. Perez P2, Leclerc P3, Verstappen P4. So I've got a Ferrari and 2 Red Bulls behind me. So the race start might not be fun. I was debating angling it to cover off the Red Bull, but I decided I might as well want points and not just the win. So I played it smart and I went for a podium. For the first time ever in our My Team career mode, we're on pole. Perez is in P2. It's lights out and away we go. We get a really good getaway. Not a good getaway for either of the Red Bulls. Leclerc pulls ahead and into P2. Verstappen's right behind his teammate, and now Verstappen almost wheel-to-wheel with Alonso. And he's going to be wheel-to-wheel with Alonso into turn 1. We're ahead of the Ferrari. The Ferrari's ahead of the Red Bull. Verstappen and Alonso squabbling for position behind. Verstappen stays ahead. He pulled ahead through turn 3 and really far ahead, so I don't know what happened there. And we're still leading through sector 1, which is exactly what I wanted. I was going to go full push mode for the first 3 laps to see if I could get ahead, and then I was going to manage my tyres and fuel for the last few laps. Alright, here we go. This time from our on board, it's the Spanish Grand Prix, it's 5 red lights, it's lights out and away we go yet again. It's that dream getaway we wanted. I went straight into second so I can go full throttle straight away and pull away as quickly as I can. I don't want to be fighting anyone because I don't want damage and I don't want to ruin any hopes of a podium or even points. And I'm ahead. I'm way ahead of the Ferrari. I'm way ahead of the Red Bull. I'm about 2 tenths ahead through turn 3. And Sector 1, perfect. I done perfect through Sector 1. This is what I wanted. Now it's just a game of, can I stay ahead? I'm on the faster tyres. Everyone else is on hards in the top 10. The rest are on softs. I don't know what was going on with the top 10. 35% also ruined the idea of hards, which is why I'm going to go to 50% for next season. Not this season. We're going to stay on 35%, so I don't want to make any too drastic changes in the first season. But we're trying to pull ahead of the Ferrari. We're using our softs to advantage. We slide on the exit of 10. But pulling ahead is exactly what I want. Because I'm not going to be able to fight off. And come lap 3 when DRS is enabled, everyone's just going to fly past me. I didn't even have to use any battery. Lap 1 done. I held the lead. I didn't even have to use any battery, which is really good. I wanted to manage my battery a bit more this race. So I did not do a good job of that, by the way. The Ferrari wanted to attack us. Into 4, he couldn't. He had the look, but he just backed out. No point fighting it yet. Lap 3 starts. DRS is now enabled. So there comes my issue. I'm not as far as ahead as maybe I would have wanted to be with DRS enabled. Here's where it's going to be over for me, surely. And behind me, Perez and Leclerc are wheel to wheel. I cover off Leclerc. He can't keep the battle going. And then Perez just uses DRS and he flies past me into turn 1. But I stay on the outside. I try and pull back ahead. I get very lucky because he gets a bad turn 1 and I manage to. And then through 2, he's kind of, or 3 even, he's kind of there still. But I pull ahead on the exit of 3 and I hold on to the lead. Barely. By the skin of my teeth, I hold on to the lead. But then I go wide into 4 and it gets all thrown away. I almost take Perez out when I had a snap of oversteer. I didn't, thankfully, because that would have ruined both of our races. And then into 10, he has DRS again. He's on the inside, I'm on the outside. It's very hard to be on the inside of 10. It's not the corner you necessarily want to be on the inside because you're not going to get the best getaway. We're not going to be able to hold on for much longer. We won't be able to hold on at all now. He's just going to fly past me with DRS. I'll use some battery. But it's going to be hopeless. And yet again, Perez is going to have DRS. There's not going to be much I'm going to do. He's going to try and breeze past me. Yet again, he's not properly going for it. It might just be because he's on the hards and he's keeping them for the long run, which makes sense, even though it doesn't work like that on 35%. So he's just kind of there. Being on the hards is like being on the mediums in a 50% in a 35%. So it's pointless to be on the hards. You might as well just go mediums unless you run out of softs, then you've got no other option. So thank you 35% for ruining that opportunity for us, even though it was added. So you don't want to do the endurance, but you keep the idea of strategy in it. But you don't do that very well, do you? So fuck you. Yep, it's time to show it. By now, I was really starting to struggle with tyre deg. Not as strong as I thought they would be. They lasted a lot longer in quali. I done about this amount of laps in quali and they had a lot less deg. And that was on the same tyres in Q1 and Q2. My battles with Mercedes and Aston Martin, not Red Bull. Perez obviously took the lead from us. There was nothing I could do into turn 10. He's just going to run away with it now. He's in a Red Bull. I'm in a fucking car. And then I get my first and my only track limits warning of the day. So I went wide into 13. But I had DRS on Perez. I was gaining on me. I didn't want to use too much battery. I threw a dummy to the inside. I went round the outside, and I regained the lead. Perez comes back at me down the inside into 2. I'm trying to pull ahead. I quite can't. And then through 3, it's still me versus Perez. Max behind wants to get involved. And Verstappen behind does get involved, and he takes it 3 abreast into turn 4. I pull out. I decide I'm not going with that. I'd rather keep my podium, not get damaged. But then, like an idiot, I'm like, hey, let me do it again. And then I pull out again. I was like, yeah, no, maybe that was not a good idea. Thankfully, I didn't stay with him. Otherwise, I probably would have crashed. I had a snap of oversteer. Now the Ferrari wants to attack me into 7. I tell him to fuck off, and I pull ahead. Very good job, me.
I think I made the right decision pulling out of
Into 9, I'm right behind Perez. He gets off the throttle. I don't like taking it flat out through 9, especially in quali and in the race. Got DRS. I could have gone for a move on Perez. I decided not to. Yeah, again, I just kind of want to play the safe game. What's the point of playing the risky game when you're in a car that should be getting P6, P5, not P3, P2, or P1? I'm surprised I was even up here this race. And then Perez and Verstappen were going to fight. No point in me trying to capitalise, especially when it's a fight that little where it's just a DRS-assisted overtake.
Bye-bye, Red Bulls. They're going to fight.
And yeah, again, with DRS, Verstappen wanted to just come back at his teammate. All they were doing this race was swapping positions. This time, Verstappen had to fight it a bit more, but he still managed to pull ahead into turn 1. He squeezed Perez on the curb.
No, I can survive 2 more laps.
Here we go again. They're going to swap positions again. I'm going to have DRS. I'm just going to be a spectator from this point. Oh no, they're not. They don't fight this time, actually. I thought they did. Apparently they didn't. Yeah, again, it's more of a watch-along for me because I cut it all up and then I do the voiceovers. I'd rather do it so I don't know what's happening because maybe the commentator's a bit more better then. I'm just trying to keep up with the Red Bulls at this point because I can use their slipstream and DRS to pull me away from the Ferrari, and I almost go into the back of Perez through 5. Through 6, I'm kind of chasing them. There's not much I can do. And then I'm going to have DRS still there with them into 10. Yet again, nothing I'm going to be able to do other than try and use them to get me away from the Ferrari so I can hold on to my podium.
Game of being watched the Red Bulls fight.
And then here's where 35% just ruins the strategy. Because Verstappen, who's on hards, goes in a lap before me, who's on softs. Makes no sense. But here we are. And then my goal here is just survive the Spain pit lane bump. Because that bump is horrible. I hate that bump. It is a prick. Why are you there? You ruin everything. I'm just kind of looking at things. Not much happening. Just curious to why the hard runners are going in early. Just because it's a 35% and it ruins everything. I narrowly avoid hitting the wall because of the pit lane bump. We get our pit speed pretty much perfect. Which gives us a really good advantage coming into our box. The Ferrari and Red Bull come in. I don't think anyone else came in. It was just us 3 coming in. Perez has a good stop. I don't think Leclerc has a good stop because look at what happens here. I come in. We have a perfect stop, which is exactly what I wanted. And we're actually really far ahead of the Ferrari. We're a lot further ahead than I expected to be. I thought if we get a good enough stop, yeah, I can get ahead of the Ferrari. But that stop was so much better than the Ferrari stop. I come out ahead of Max Verstappen as well. I didn't even realise that at the time, I don't think. But I was ahead of Verstappen, and I went wide into 3, and Verstappen's still kind of there with me, but I hold on to it.
Nick will? That'd be funny if Nick was the one that crashed. I'm going to try and keep up with a Red Bull, but I'm going to use him to drag me along. No, my podium hopes aren't out the window yet. Leclerc's 4 seconds behind, so obviously the Ferrari did not have a good pit stop.
I was doing a really good job of actually keeping up with Perez. I had DRS on him down the pit straight. I don't think I'd get past him. I had a little look, and then I kind of pulled out because, no, that's a stupid corner to go for a dive bomb into. It's not a very slow corner. It's not like what it used to be.
I should have gone for it just for entertainment purposes, but I didn't.
Yeah, again, DRS through the second DRS zone of the track. I'm behind Perez. Still can't go for him into 10. Stupid risk right now. If I'm closer to him, maybe I'll go for it. But I'm not close enough to even think about going for it, especially in his car compared to mine. DRS down the pit straight again. I use my battery this time. I dummied to the inside again. That seems to be a thing I like to do a lot. And I pull ahead of the Red Bull into 1. I squeeze him a lot on the curb, so I end up getting a really big pull away through 2 and 3. And yet again, the DRS zone on the pit straight ruins it for us, and Perez just flies past us on the outside. I tried to come back at him. I can't do it. There's no point in me doing it. If I stayed the way I did, I would have got damage. Not very nice through 2 either. Verstappen coming at us into 4. He tried to go around the outside. I managed to stay ahead, but I couldn't hold him off that well. And he's still fighting us into number 5. Into number 5? Why did I say number 5? Who knows? We're still wheel to wheel. I almost go into his side pod. I try and pull ahead. I don't know how we've kept it wheel to wheel this long without touching. And then through 8, I pull ahead, thankfully, because I did not want to kiss him. He may have slowed down so he could have gotten the DRS. I wish he didn't. I would have loved to have the DRS, but I couldn't. So, fuck you, Max. This time down the old pit straight, he's going to be the one with DRS, and he's just going to fly past us. No point. Look at him go. DRS is so overpowered on this game, and it still is, and it always will be.
Max doesn't make mistakes anymore.
I'm going to have DRS into 10. I had a look down the inside, and I got down the inside. That was a heroic dive bomb. Earlier, 2 laps ago, I was talking about, no, I'm not going to go for anything stupid, and yet here I am, into turn 10, sending it. Here we go again, down the pit straight. Verstappen's going to have DRS, and he's just going to breeze past me. I managed to fire off a bit more this time, but not too much. It's like a meter later, he's gone. But I stay with him through 1, not too much through 2. I try to stay with him, I can't. 3, still can't stay with him. No pace yet again. I get DRS through 9, I can stay close to him. Into 10, actually almost go into the back of him, but I keep it out. And it's just lonely, it's sad. Here's where the DRS, slipstream, and the battery combo show how OP all of them are. And I just fly past him. It's like watching the Hats in 2021 versus the Red Bull from 2023. It's just kind of crazy what DRS is this year.
Getting loose through 13. I'm right with him.
I have low fuel. I didn't notice it in the race. I wasn't keeping an eye on my fuel. I didn't think I underfueled, but apparently I did.
My fronts.
So that's something I want to do now. Keep an eye on my fuel. I start to gain a lot more on Perez, and I think about going for the win. I might as well at this stage. It's 20 laps out of 23. If I make a mistake now, the most I'll be getting is P5, and the least I'll be getting is P10. So it's not the worst, is it? Still get points out of it. Got DRS down the pit straight. Do I go for a move into turn 1? I have a little look, but I decide to not go for it. Yeah, again, stupid corner to go for a dive bomb in. There's no point.
Right with him. I'm staying 4th. I'm not risking it. I'm really feeling the tyre wear. Really feeling the tyre wear.
Yeah, again, DRS, where it's most useful. The pit straight in Spain. I'm trying to chase Perez. I'm getting very excited in the background. I have DRS. I have ERS. Dummy him to the inside for like the 100th time. I go round the outside. I pull ahead. He tries to come back at me into turn 2. He does come back at me on the exit and into turn 3. But I stay ahead and I pull ahead. And it was hot.
No, I'm really just going to manage my time.
Here we are, wheel to wheel with Perez again. I didn't try to run up to the battle. I must have used a flashback. 3 abreast into 7. I just pulled out. Max almost hit Perez into 8. Talking about that flashback, I must have crashed or something. I don't know. I didn't want to ruin the episode. Either way, I used a flashback probably. So I'm the only career mode user with balls to admit that. I slide on the exit at 10. I managed to get P2 back. I'm behind Perez. I really want the win now, considering there's only 2 laps left. I want this win, so I'm going to go for this win. And whatever happens, happens. Although that obviously didn't want to happen 4 corners ago when I used a flashback, apparently. From what I remember. I think I did. We're on low fuel mode now. It is blinking. But here we are anyway. This wouldn't have happened if we had a safety car, if we had a red flag. But hey, we didn't get either of those. We haven't had a safety car or a red flag in 2 races. I don't think we've had a yellow flag in a race in 2 races. So there you go. Perez goes round the outside into 4. We hold him off. He's wheel to wheel with Max, and then Max Verstappen pushed him wide, and Verstappen is up and into P2 through 5. We're alone, kind of. Max wants to attack us. He can't. Into 6. We're leading on the last lap of the race. It looks like we're going to win. I hope this happens.
All it takes is one humongous mistake.
Through 9. Lovely job. Yet again, all it takes is one big mistake and I don't win. But that shouldn't happen. Right. Into 10. Max wants to attack us. He can't. It's pretty much over. All overtaking zones on the track are gone. There's no way he's going to get me now. I slide on 11. I stay ahead through 12. It's beautiful.
Happen.
I'm celebrating in the background. And then, bang! Low fuel mode goes to the max. And Max overtakes us. We hit him. But, hey, we lost the win. I wasn't happy. Either way, I got a podium, barely. And that's kind of all I care about. I was happy I got the podium in the end. It was a good episode. It was a good race.
Grand Prix is over, and what a
No
spectacle
way.
it was.
No.
How do you think they were able to set themselves apart?
I'm happy with the podium, but the
Confidence
low...
breeds confidence. Success breeds success. They
went
are very much enjoying a purple patch right now.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
No. In the end, we get a lot of points out this race, so there's no reason for me to complain. We beat our rival, who is Esteban Ocon, so we get a lot of acclaim. Lawson finished P18. Bad race for Liam Lawson. Again, another reason to why I'm getting rid of him. We ended up beating Esteban Ocon. We love that. Lando Norris also got the fastest lap with a 1:04, which isn't possible, so I don't know how he's done that. We ended up gaining 2 acclaim levels for our team that race. We love that. I think it was actually 1, but you know. We make a lot of money. 2.48 million to be exact. That's going to end this biblical episode of my team here. Really good episode. We've got Canada next. I'm nervous about that because I can't do track limits around Canada. Hope you all enjoyed, and bye-bye.